The text describes how organized stalkers maintain 24/7 surveillance on targeted individuals. It explains that surveillance is easy in today's society, with cell phones, visual surveillance, and various tracking methods. The stalkers use this information to entrap and control individuals, often involving neighbors and acquaintances. They also create false narratives to manipulate and harass the targets. The author warns against getting involved in such illegal and damaging behavior, as the people involved may eventually become targets themselves. We live in a society where everything is easily tracked and monitored. In fact, how do organized stalkers maintain 24/7 surveillance on targeted individuals? Writing by Don't Cyber-stalk Me Bro. This is much easier than most understand. We live in a society where everything is easily tracked and monitored. In fact, most people give them permission to do so without really knowing. Your cell phone being the most obvious. So if you have a cell phone wherever you go, they will know everywhere you go. A big part of this is also visual surveillance. So your neighbors, store employees, dog walkers, people driving by your residence, traffic cameras, streetlight cams, using your debit or credit card, your car is most likely being tracked. Or if you're really lucky, you will have implant devices and nanotech inside you that can be tracked. Fuse all this information together and use it for nefarious purposes, and you can set up and trap someone easily and also control almost all aspects of someone's daily life and interactions. So they will know where you live, where you shop, who your friends and family are. They will know what gym you go to, where you like to get coffee, what kind of car you drive, your favorite place to eat, and much more. Most likely, there are also listening devices in your home. Your cell phone has a microphone that can be monitored even when cell phone is off. I even think your cable boxes have listening devices in them. So if you're really a target, you have countless people monitoring all this information in real time, and then they create scenarios and harassment techniques with all this data. They will insert people into your life and into places you frequent, or they will have people waiting at places you frequent just for you. They will have people parked outside your house for hours. They will have people following you around in teams. It's like leapfrog surveillance. If one stalker loses you, you can be picked up by another. Cell phones and tracking make this so easy, it's scary. People will be told and instructed on things to do around you and things to say. Maybe all they are told to do one day is just obtain visual contact and make no contact. Or maybe one day they're told to covertly snap pictures of you at an exact time to be used for later setups. Maybe they want you to go mob them in the store. You see, they're not doing this to prevent crime. They're doing this to create narratives that aren't true and to set you up. Very good chance they will have a few, if not all, your direct neighbors involved. So as soon as you get in your car to leave, you have a neighbor who will send out a text. So now they know you're moving and mobile. They will most likely already know about where you're going. And they have people on standby ready to go for this too. Make no mistake. Maybe you go to the same restaurant once or twice a week around the same time. So what will eventually happen is they will bring someone in, maybe a few people. Maybe they will have an attractive waitress wait on you to make contact and be told and instructed on key things to say or to bring up to create an imagined connection or attraction. Then before you know it, you have a girlfriend who is love bombing you and creating a trauma bond. If your significant other is part of it, then that's a gold mine of information they will be able to obtain. They will ghost you as soon as they are told to and will discard you in a way that will have the most negative psychological impact on you. If they don't want you going to a specific place you like, they will have people constantly mess up your orders, take forever to serve you or for you to get your food, might even put stuff in it to make you sick. and they will be very rude and short with you. This is a big sign that you are being targeted. If you go places and seem to constantly have issues, big red flag. Once in a while is understandable, but if it gets to a point where seemingly everywhere you go, you have bizarre experiences, or you have people being overtly rude to you, or messing your order up, it's because someone came in and defamed you and told people horrible things about you. They will have all this information and data constantly being collected and processed from everything you do. Then they create scenarios with this information with specific goals. Maybe they want to make it look like you're doing something you're not. A big part of this is setting up the targets. They aren't really collecting evidence, they are creating evidence, and it's a direct result of the illegal stalking, intense surveillance, and overt harassment. Eventually, everywhere you go, everyone you spend time with, everything you do will be under control and monitored. Another way to prove it is to randomly go somewhere new that you've never been before. The first time you go there, you most likely will have good service. People will be nice, food will be good, no issues really, like a normal expected experience. Now, after about the third or fourth time you go back, you'll notice overt changes. You can eventually predict some of this stuff. So if you go grocery shopping, they will know. You will be mobbed in the store. People will be instructed to say very personal things around you when they see you, just loud enough for you to hear. They will go in after you everywhere you go and tell people the craziest stuff to get everyone on board with the stalking. What they seem to tell people about me to flip everyone I know or come into contact with is that I am a sadistic sexual abuser, that I'm gay, that I'm a gay pedo, or that I like little girls. None of which is true, of course, but telling people stuff like that will immediately turn most everyone into a psycho narc who will not only willingly get on a board, they will get a sick thrill from it and enjoy it. You don't even need to show people evidence, it seems. You can just slander their name and the smear campaign gets out of control very quickly. I think a big reason why I was chosen for this is because it wouldn't matter what you told me about someone. I would never engage in such degenerate behavior. What if I, or the person you were told to engage in a torture campaign against, really was crazy and dangerous? You're telling me you're willing to take the risk of psychologically torturing someone to the point of a reaction? And for what? You enjoy it? You are getting incentivized somehow? You were manipulated into doing it based off of your bias and told something that would have most psychological impact on you? Luckily for me, they will never get me to a point of reacting violently or hurting anyone, but they have been trying really hard. Not to mention, it's highly illegal behavior, even if you think someone deserves this. Even if you were told it was okay to do this to someone, it's not. Just because someone said you could doesn't make it legal. It makes you an accessory and more. Be careful what you get caught up in. Most of the time, the people that get involved in this will eventually be put in positions where they end up targets themselves.